Kelvin Cabarrus is. People say that leaders can't be born, but I honestly believe that is what's in his DNA. No matter where he goes into, whatever the atmosphere is, whatever the environment is he automatically has a commanding presence that people look to him to be that leader, to be that go-to person. Uh, I've seen him be in a position that he has led an organization, led a business, led a church, and he leads our family, and he does it with such ease, and even in the midst of pressure, he still knows how to be able to persevere and make sure that we actually come out in a favorable position. So, as a leader, I say he's a natural leader, and it comes quite easy to him. And I don't think that there's any task that's been set before him that is to come that he won't be able to accomplish.
Representing District 45 is important to me because right there is representing. It's allowing me to widen my reach to impact more people. I'm a people person, so if I can't help people, if what I do does not help someone get a job or help somebody get to work or help make our community better through crime prevention and intervention, or if it does not help with the infrastructure, making roads and bridges and things like that, improving our infrastructure, making it better, if it does not help our businesses, small businesses strengthen and other corporations come to our community to create jobs and opportunities for the people, I don't want to be a part of that. I want to be a part of whatever it takes for people to get the resources that they need. And I'm
one thing that that makes him such a viable candidate is because he has his ear to so many different streets. He was raised in the Orlando area, and he didn't have the average upbringing. I mean, because of his calling into the ministry, he had to grow up at a fast pace, and he was mentored by a very well respected man, which is Bishop Chenault, and even with that, he also incorporated street smarts, because the neighborhoods that he had to go through and navigate through were not the nicest ones in Orlando. So he had to be tough. He had to be smart. He had to learn how to endure a lot of different situations. So in relation to to his place as a candidate, he can relate to pretty much everyone. So he's relevant. I would say it's probably the best word. He can relate to the young people because he knows their struggles, and he's pretty young himself. But he's an old soul, so he can relate to them. And what ties it all in together is that he relates to people's needs. Education is the hot button topic with him for everybody, not just young people, but especially young people, because that's the group that's suffering the most in the area right now, as well as stability for the elderly and healthcare, and those are hot topics with him. Those are important issues with him when dealing with the elderly. So he's in tune with what everybody needs, and he's right there in the middle as far as relatability. Even in his campaign, where he talks about being that conduit, being that connection, and bridging the gap, he literally is that bridge.
He got a dynamic reputation for being so young and so versed in the gospel. Even up until today, being a pastor, he's still called overseas to cover revivals, speak to youth. And incidentally, he did do a lot of speaking to youth as a youth. And he gained a lot of respect from the youth.
His strongest qualities is his ability to encourage others to act. He is a motivational leader. He helps people to understand their position and their role in whatever it is that he has set his sights upon accomplishing. And he basically has the ability to rally the support that's needed, whether it be by gathering donations or gathering manpower to make it happen. He has that innate ability to just encourage people to towards action. A few years ago, we dealt with quite a few adversities. We've had several family issues dealing with our ability to be able to conceive and have children. And even in the midst of that, he still was able to shine. He didn't allow it to thwart or offset what he needed to accomplish as the priest, protector, and provider of our home. In the face of adversity, he still strives and thrives and continues to do what he needs to do. He perseveres through whatever it is that comes his way. And he's just tenacious, has a tenacious spirit about himself that he just will not quit. Even if he's knocked down, he's resilient enough to bounce back from whatever has knocked him down and just say that I'm going to go forward and I'm going to accomplish what I've set my hand to do. You can expect a connection to be made between the community and legislation. He has the ability, like I've said, to bridge a gap and to coerce and encourage others to act and to do whatever the goal is. And I believe that that's what we'll be able to see. We'll be able to see the lines that have been drawn in the sand begin to be blurred in such a way, and not a negative way, but in such a way that everybody will be able to work together towards anticipated goal or towards the anticipated end. And I think that that's what he will bring to the table. He'll be able to get community and government to work together, and even bridging the gap between church and state. He has the ability to do that as well, because he is a Christian leader. And I just see great things happening for District 45, whether it be from the standpoint of economic development, bringing more jobs to the community, helping with housing situations. I just see there being so many changes or gaps that would that have been in such a big, broad divide. I can see them coming back together through his leadership.
What I would want my constituents to know and my future voters to know is that my whole desire in running for office is to serve them. It's not about my own personal agenda and what I'm trying to do for myself, but it's more so about us. Together we win in 2016. And we win because it is my focus to create jobs, and not only create jobs, but for those who don't have transportation to get to the jobs that are created, to make sure that their means of transportation to be provided to get them there. Not only do I want to create jobs and make sure transportation exists, but we also want to strengthen our small businesses and our businesses, and then of course bring more corporations and businesses to the community that will open up opportunities for jobs and economic development. And then of course we want to strengthen opportunities for entrepreneurs to have the support that they need. And of course education is a strong suit of mine, because I would love to see vocational training come back to our public schools, because everybody does not go to college, and who's to say that just because you have a 4-year degree you're going to have a job? There are many people with degrees that don't have jobs today, and I believe that there should be other avenues through vocational training that's right there on public school, high school campuses to provide. It's not just your legislator or elected official that make these changes. That's why I use the word together. Yes, we make we voice our concerns on the floor and we vote for things to happen, but at the same time, if the people, the constituents, don't take an active part in that process, no matter what programs you put in place or things that you make them privy to access, things will remain the same if they don't access those things and do something with them. So I want my constituents to know, if you vote for me, you're voting for a person that is working for you. And I'm not saying that just to say it, because I'm only going to speak when I have something to say, and then when I have something that I know I can do. And when I'm not speaking, I'm at work, and I'm never going to make a promise that I cannot keep.
To tell you the truth, he is a tough opponent. I can say that as a brother, because as brothers we have clash and bump heads, and whether it was fighting over toys or candy or whatever the case was. But looking at every level of that, toughness can be seen as a negativity or a negative concept. But he's a tough opponent, and the best part about that is his opposition is anything that's wrong. Anything that's unjust, anything that's unlawful, unethical, anything that should be set right, where people are taken advantage of, where people are in need, he attacks that head on, and he's the last one you will want on your case, because he's going to follow it through to the end. He is very dogged, very determined, and at the core of all of that is his passion to help people. That's what drives him. That's what pushes him. So as long as there are people that are in need, he's going to fight, and he's going to fight that fight to win. And that's what I noticed the most about him as a brother, as a leader, because he's also my pastor, which says a lot to me that my younger brother could be my pastor, and because he leads everywhere. He leads in his household. He leads in the community. He leads in the church. Everywhere he goes, at every step, he's been a leader. So I would expect his office in District 45 to be any different.
Securing the future of District 45 for me and my family is the driving force behind all of my leadership aspirations. I have a daughter that is 4 years old and a son that is 1. And the opportunities that exist for my generation right now are outstanding. However, I know with all of the innovative things that are in place, and for all of the technology advancements that are in place for the future, and just looking at the 25 plus year plan for our community, that's the driving force to make sure that my children can walk into an even better opportunity than what I've had, and to make sure that they have access to jobs. After they go get their education, they have access to live the American dream and to be a part of that growth and expansion in our community. So I'm running this campaign on the slogan, the bridge of opportunity, which means that I desire to be that bridge that the people lifts up to go forth and connect the resources that are provided in the legislature and to the needs that are in the community. Be that one to bring home the bacon. And again, I am not going to make a promise that I am not going to keep. Whatever I say I'm going to do, I'm going to do my best to accomplish it. And if I cannot do it, I'm not going to say that I can do it, but I will work hard to make sure that things are great for the generation that's before us, the generation that is present, and of course my children that are coming behind.